Have you ever felt like everything around you was just going wrong? Like you're in a season where nothing seems to work out, where every step forward feels like 2 steps back. Maybe you're facing a crisis at work, a struggle in your relationships, or a financial storm that just won't let up. It feels like you're scraping the bottom of the barrel, just trying to survive. Well, there's an incredible story in the Bible, tucked away in the book of 2 Kings, that speaks directly to this feeling. It's a story about a group of prophets who were literally in the middle of a severe famine. Food was scarce, and everyone was hungry. The land was barren, and despair was probably setting in. The prophet Elisha, their leader, tells his servant, "Hey, put on the big pot and boil some stew for the sons of the prophets." So they're trying to make something out of nothing. One of the men goes out into the field to gather whatever herbs he can find. He comes across a wild vine and gathers a bunch of its gourds, not knowing what they are. He brings them back, slices them up, and throws them into the pot of stew. He was just trying to help, trying to add something to the meager meal. As the stew cooks, the men start to eat. But almost immediately they cry out in panic, "Oh, man of God, there is death in the pot." They couldn't even eat it. The one thing they had to sustain them, the one pot of hope in the middle of a famine, had become poisonous. The very thing meant to give them life was now a source of death. Talk about a crisis dot. Their situation went from bad to worse in an instant. They were already starving, and now their only food was toxic. Can you imagine the disappointment and the fear? This is that moment when it feels like the universe is conspiring against you. But this is where the story turns. Elisha doesn't panic. He calmly says, "Bring me some flour." Just ordinary, everyday flour. He takes it and throws it into the pot. Then he says, "Now serve it to the people so they can eat." And just like that, the Bible says, there was nothing harmful in the pot. The poison was gone. The deadly stew became a life-giving meal. What an incredible picture of how God works. He didn't magically make a new pot of stew appear. He took the very thing that was broken, the thing that was poisoned and deadly, and he redeemed it. With a simple, seemingly insignificant ingredient, flour, he transformed a situation of death in the pot into a source of provision and safety. So what does this mean for us? Maybe you feel like there's death in the pot in some area of your life right now. Your finances are toxic, your relationship feels poisoned, or your career path seems like a dead end. You look at what you have and it feels hopeless and harmful. This story is a powerful reminder that God can enter into our messes. He can take our broken situations, our mistakes, our crises, and with a touch of His grace, His flour, He can neutralize the poison and turn what was meant for harm into something for our good. He is a God of redemption who doesn't just discard the broken things but restores them. He can take your famine and turn it into a feast. He can turn your greatest danger into your greatest provision. So, hold on. Even when it feels like there's death in the pot, trust that God has the power to bring life back into it. If this story reminded you of God's presence and His power to redeem, show some love. Like this video and subscribe for more stories of hope.